Dear students, in today's class, let us discuss module 5's other motor concept again in that hybrid stepper motor. So this is the hybrid stepper motor which is the part of stepper motor concept. So out of the three types of stepper motor, first one is variable reluctance stepper motor, second one is permanent magnet stepper motor. This we have already studied in the previous class, and now in today's class we will discuss for hybrid stepper motor. Okay, let us see the description for this. Hybrid stepper motor uses the principles of permanent magnet and variable reluctance stepper motors. Okay, so here, as the name suggests, as hybrid stepper motor means it is the combination having the features of both permanent magnet as well as variable reluctance stepper motor. In the hybrid motors, the rotor flux is produced by the permanent magnet and is directed by the rotor teeth to the appropriate parts of the air gap. So here in this case, rotor flux is produced by the permanent magnet. So here rotor, it is made up of the permanent magnet which is going to produce the flux, and that produced flux, it will be directed by the rotor teeth to the appropriate parts of the air gap. Okay, the permanent magnet is placed in the middle of the rotor. So here this permanent magnet, it is fixed or placed in the middle of the rotor. It is magnetized in axial direction. So this permanent magnet, it is magnetized in the axial direction. Each pole of the magnet is surrounded with soft toothed laminations. So here pole of the magnet, it is surrounded with soft toothed laminations. The construction of the hybrid stepper motor is shown in the figure 7.24.10. So here this is the construction or the sectional view of the hybrid stepper motor. This is the hybrid stepper motor. So these are all the outermost part are the stator poles, and this is the innermost part is the rotor. Okay, so now if you see the side view of this is the view of hybrid stepper motor. Okay, now here how the flux is going to be produced and how it is going to travel from the rotor, then to the end stack, then to the air gap, then to the stator, and back to the same rotor. This everything now we will see the explanation for this. The main flux is from the north pole of the magnet. So here the main flux, it is generated in the rotor which is made up of the permanent magnet. So the center part is nothing but the rotor which is made up of permanent magnet, and the flux is produced in the north pole of the magnet. So if you see at this point, the flux has been started to travel from the north pole of the magnet, then into the stack. So then it enters into the stack across the air gap through the air across the air gap through the stator pole. So once again, from the north pole of the magnet, then it enters into the end stack, and then it enters into the air gap, then it enters into the air gap, and then it enters into the stator pole, then it enters into the stator pole, and axially it flows to the stator pole, and then it goes along the axially along the stator, then through the stator pole, and once again it enters into the stator pole, and then across the air gap, and then once again it comes to the air gap, and back to the magnet south pole via the other end stack, and once again from the air gap, once again it enters back to the south pole of the permanent magnet. So this is how the flux produced by the permanent magnet, it is going to travel from the north pole of the magnet, then to the end stack, then to the air gap, then to the stator, and across the stator, and then once again into the stator, then to the air gap, and back to the south pole of the permanent magnet. There are usually 8 poles on the stator. So here the stator, it is going to carry 8 poles. Okay, altogether there are 8 stator poles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, each pole has 2 to 6 teeth. So once again, this each pole, it is going to have 2 to 6 sub teeth. There is two phase winding. So here out of the 8 phases, out of the 8 poles, it is going to have only 2 phases. Okay, the coils on the poles 1, 3, 5, 7 are connected in series to form phase A. So here in this case, the coils on pole number 1, pole number 3, pole number 5, and pole number 7, all these coils, they are connected in the series, and they are going to form phase A. So all the odd poles, they are going to form phase A, while the coils on the poles 2, 4, 6, 8 are connected in series to form phase B. Similarly, the even poles, that is pole 2, 4, 6, 8, all the coils on pole number 2, 4, 6 and 8, they are connected in series, and the connection, it is going to be formed as phase B. It is going to form as a connection phase B. The windings A and B are energized alternately. So now the windings A and B, whichever they are formed by connecting from the odd and even poles, they are going to be energized alternately. Okay. When phase A carries positive current, the stator poles 1 and 5 become south. So once again, phase A means the poles which are connected to phase A means the poles which are connected with 1, 3, 5, 7. Out of that, pole number 1 and 5 they become uh, south, whereas 3 and 7 they become north. Okay. Similarly, the rotor teeth with north and south polarity align with the teeth of stator poles of 1 and 5, 3 and 7 respectively. So here in this case, when we give positive supply to the phase A, from that 1 and 5 become south pole, whereas 3 and 7 become north pole. Similarly, the rotor teeth, with the rotor teeth, now it will align with the north pole and south pole of opposite polarity. Okay, the rotor teeth with north and south pole align with the teeth of the stator poles 1 and 5, 3 and 7, because 1 and 5 here in this case it is north pole of the rotor, whereas 3 and 7 it is south pole. So north pole of the rotor 1 and 5, it aligns with the south pole of the stator, that is 1 and 5, because 1 and 5 is the south pole of stator, whereas 1 and 5 is the north pole of the rotor. So they will align with each other, whereas similarly 3 and 7, this is the north pole of the stator, whereas 3 and 7, this is the south pole of the rotor. So once again they will align with each other respectively. When phase A is de-energized and phase B is excited, rotor will move by 1/4 of the tooth pitch. So now de-energize phase A and once again you energize phase B or excite phase B, then rotor will make the moment by 1/4 of the tooth pitch. Okay. The torque in a hybrid motor is produced by the interaction of the rotor and the stator produced fluxes. So here the torque, the quantity that is responsible for the moment of the stepper motor or the rotor is the torque, and this torque is produced by the interaction of the fluxes that is produced between stator and rotor. Okay. The rotor field remains constant as it is produced by the permanent magnet. So here in this case, rotor flux is constant because it is produced by the permanent magnet. Okay. The motor torque Tm is proportional to the phase current. So here the motor torque, it is directly proportional to the phase current. So this is all about the working. Now let us see the main advantages of hybrid stepper motor. Okay. The first advantage of hybrid stepper motor is very small step angle up to 1.8 degrees possible to get in this case. Second one is, second advantage of hybrid stepper motor is higher torque per unit volume, which is more than in case of variable reluctance motor. So here higher torque per unit volume is also possible, which is more than the variable reluctance stepper motor. Then next advantage is, due to permanent magnet, the motor has some detent torque which is absent in variable reluctance motor. So here, because of the permanent magnet, the motor, it is going to have detent torque. This is not available in the variable reluctance stepper motor. Okay. These are the various types of uh, stepper motors. After discussing the various types of operating principle, let us discuss the parameters here. So whatever the discussion we have seen till to this point, you can write the answer here. So in the exam, if any question it is asked like with a neat sketch explain for hybrid stepper motor, then you can start to answer from this point. From here, till this all explanation then comes to this diagram, and finally to the advantages. So in the third advantage, it is said that due to permanent magnet, permanent motor has some detent torque. So what is this detent torque? Let us see now. So this detent torque, it is one of the feature of the stepper motor. So let us see what is that detent torque. So there are different types of the torque here. The first torque here is holding torque. Let us see the meaning of holding torque here, or the definition for holding torque. Holding torque, it is defined as maximum static torque that can be applied to the shaft of an excited motor without causing an continuous rotation. So this is nothing but the maximum torque or the stationary torque that can be applied to the shaft of an excited motor without causing continuous rotation. So whatever the maximum static torque we are applying, if we apply for the excited motor, even if it is not going to rotate, that torque we call it as holding torque, means the torque which holds the moment of stepper motor. Then comes the what is that, the advantage point, that is hybrid motor, it is having detent torque in comparison with the variable reluctance motor we have seen. So what is this detent torque? Let us see. So this detent torque, it is defined as the maximum static torque that can be applied to the shaft of an unexcited motor without causing continuous rotation. So there is a difference between holding torque and detent torque. Holding torque is applied when motor is in the resting condition, static condition, whereas detent torque is for sorry, holding torque, it is for excited motor. And when the motor is excited, even if we apply the static torque, if motor is not going to rotate, then that torque is called as holding torque. But whereas detent torque is that torque when we apply this static detent torque, that too for the unexcited motor, and if motor is not going to rotate, then that torque we call it as detent torque. Okay, so it is defined as maximum static torque that can be applied to the shaft of an unexcited motor without causing a continuous rotation. Okay, under this torque, the rotor comes back to the normal rest position even if excitation ceases. Okay, so for this torque, motor automatically comes back to the normal resting position. Such positions of the rotor are referred as the detent position. So that particular position of the rotor we call it as detent position. So detent torque is the static maximum torque that can be applied to the unexcited motor and causes with the and this causes uh, stepper motor not to rotate, whereas holding torque is that torque or that maximum static torque which is applied for the excited motor and not allows the stepper motor to move. That we call it as holding torque. So this is all about the detent torque here. Okay, so this is the definition for holding torque, and this is the definition for detent torque. So in the examination, if they ask any question related to permanent magnet stepper motor, as I have told you, we can explain from this point. Then you draw this diagram, and then after that you can explain for this explanation. Then you can explain for the advantages. Okay, so till here you are supposed to write in the examination. Okay, study well. Have a good day.